Hi everyone, Julia here, recording this July 7th, 2025, 7/7. So yeah, man, I'm from Texas and near where all that flooding happened, and that's just insane. And the people who died, they're okay. It's the ones that the families that are left behind, and to lose a child, man, that is tough. So really just holding space for all those people. It's such a tragedy. Just amazing if it was Mother Nature. Just yeah, we know actual Mother Nature, if you want to call it that, can be very violent and firm and destructive. So yeah, in the end, nature always wins. But who knows the way everything is, what this reality is. It's hard to figure much out when it comes to all that. But it's always good to keep that big picture, know that no one really dies. They continue on, and you just have to always fall back on that when you have a big loss like all these people are experiencing in Texas right now. But the main thing I wanted to talk about was so-called health care or sick care. And I've been thinking about this topic for a couple of days, and then met a new friend yesterday on our weekly chat, and this topic came up again, and I'm actually going to do an interview with her. She has a very interesting story. But yeah, I mean, what people are so concerned about their health care, and it's just insane because we all have to pay attention to our bodies so we can know what's needed. Some guy in a white coat with a computer doesn't know better than we do what's going on with our bodies. And they can put all these labels and scientific explanations on it, but then what do? They just give you chemicals. And if you're already off balance and having symptoms, the last thing you need is chemicals to throw you more off balance. And we've all seen how one drug will have a side effect, so you have to take another drug for that side effect, and then that drug will have a side effect, so you have to take another drug for that drug side effect. It's just like so insane. And I have a lot of symptoms and I have no clue what they are. And I don't want to know, because I know that we're more energetic than we are material, and that's where we're going to ultimately heal from. So, and there's natural ways. If you do need assistance, there's natural ways to do it. And in today's world where we can research, we have to figure out to get our health in our own hands, because Western medicine is killing people, literally. And it's just not cool. So yeah, I mean, just insane that we trust some guy in a white coat to know better than we do about what our needs are. And there's, if you have pain, you need to check out Dr. John Sarno's work, and I'll post a link in the description, because like I said, it's more energetic and more mind over matter than anything else. The placebo solidifies that notion. And there's also nocebo effect. And in the US, they show the ads all the time for all the drugs that you might need. If you have this, you need this. Of course, people, start self-diagnosing, and then a lot of people get addicted to the drugs, even if they don't have a pleasant effect. And it's just so sad. It's so sad. And then the money that's spent, whether it's from the person or the government, it's just insane. For what? To be sick and dependent? Just insane. I never really went to the doctor. I remember when I was late teens, early 20s, I was having headaches all the time because I was with my first husband, who was my high school sweetheart, and he was suicidal and always threatening to kill both of us, and it was a very stressful situation to live in. And I was trying to figure out, or have these doctors figure out, why I had headaches, and they never could. And then later I realized it was because I was grinding my teeth. So if you pay attention to your body, you'll figure out what's going on, and you'll be able to remedy it much better than some guy who doesn't know you from Jack, And I've been to the doctor with my nephew Kenneth after his stroke, and I see the way it works now. They're just looking at their computers and typing in the symptoms and then told what they're supposed to give the patient. So, just makes no sense. The only reason I would go to doctors was to get my recreational pharmaceuticals. And then that got hard to do. They started keeping better records. And so I had to, sounds like Max is over there. So I had to find other ways to get my drugs. And then I finally quit them all, and that's the best. But, we have to own our own health. Some guy in a white coat doesn't know better than we do. And, they make it really hard to opt out of paying these outrageous amounts for health insurance. But it can be done. Alright, well, I have dogs up here acting cray-cray. But so I'm going to have this wonderful lady, Lori, and we're going to talk about her experience with the medical system and her remedy for her symptoms. And so, And then one other thing that was mentioned in our call yesterday was, this is kind of a PSA about breeding and selling animals, dogs and cats and whatever. To me, that's just wrong. There's so many homeless animals, dogs and cats especially, that we don't need to be breeding more for, financial reasons. They shouldn't be commodities. Plus, purebreds are really inbred. They have a very limited gene pool. So, I just see a lot of that, and it's just so sad. But anyway, thanks everyone for listening. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Remember to stay focused on the good, how you want things to be, and always help others if you can. Ciao, ciao.